Hello and welcome to Martin's Money Mutterings. The headlines this week. Finally, it is time to switch your gas and electricity provider. I'm going to show you how to get a free £10. The new ISA year has started, so more tax-free savings. Even if you've just done it, you can do it all over again. Supermarkets, when do they do their discounts? How and why? More on that. And finally, have you got an old bank account you've forgotten about? Well, you wouldn't know you've forgotten about it, but I'm going to tell you how to unforget the thing that you've forgotten. Confused? Don't worry, I'm going to explain it now. This is Martin's Money Mutterings. I, of course, am Martin. The idea of this is pretty simple. It's a commentary that goes alongside the weekly email. This is a printout of it. That's my scribbles of the things I want to say. Now, the important warning to you lot out there, it isn't a standalone. It's a commentary. So, if you're watching the video or you're listening to it and you haven't got the email in front of you, well, first of all, make sure you're on the email list. That's on the site. But more importantly, for right now, go to moneysavingexpert.com/latest tip and it'll all be there in front of you. Okay, the first big thing this week, time to switch your gas and electricity provider. Now, some of you will remember a couple of months ago I said, stop, wait, don't switch. That was on the back of British Gas dropping its prices. Now, you might think, why did you say don't switch when prices are coming down? Well, because the point of doing a comparison, when you compare the market through the comparison sites that are out there are many of them, you want it to be a level playing field. If one provider's moved and the other hasn't, you haven't got a clue if you're about to leave a provider that's going to put its prices down and be even cheaper. So there's no point in doing it, especially as prices are dropping. You're not really losing anything at all. So whilst the comparison services were shouting, switch, 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 of course they were. They make cash each time you switch. That's how their business model works. I'm just going to stop. We're just going to edit there. So while the comparison services were saying switch, I said don't switch, and I've said that ever since, waiting for a level playing field. Now, why am I saying time to switch right now? Well, it's because my informants have said to me, look, the two things you're waiting for, and they're right, are EDF and Scottish Power to drop their prices. Then all the major providers have dropped their prices. It's a flat, level playing field. Well, the rumour is that those guys aren't going to drop their prices for quite a while, and even when they do, because they're locked into expensive long-term contracts, they're not going to be the cheapest. So you may as well do the comparison right now. Whoever you move to now should be the cheapest for at least the foreseeable future. Although these things are always best guess. It's a big moving marketplace. Right, enough of that one. Right. Now I want to give you a free £10. What I know, I'm so generous, stop. Well, of course it's not really me and I'm afraid it's not for everybody. But if you have an Alliance and Leicester, First Direct or HSBC bank account, even one you're not using, hey, the free £10 is for you. What this is all about is a new company called MoneyLink, which is part of the Carphone Warehouse, is trying to get your custom. What it does, it's a service provider. So you set up on your pay-as-you-go or your contract mobile phone, you can use either, and it will allow you to do one of two things. Either you can top up your pay-as-you-go mobile phone directly from your bank account, which is quite good, and that doesn't cost anything, or you can access your bank balance and look at just your current balance or the last six transactions, sorry, I put my teeth back in. Last 6 transactions from your bank balance on your mobile phone. Simple as that. Now, to get your custom and to get people sign up, it is offering the first 30,000 people who sign up, and signing up is free, and there's no monthly fee here or anything like that, a tenner. So this is what you do. You sign up to the service, you top up your mobile phone on it, or you order a 20p bank account check, and that's it. They give you a free £10 that in 35 days goes into your bank account. Nothing more for you to worry about. Bish bash bosh, free tenner. If you want to continue using the service, do. If you don't. Doesn't really make any difference. Next, a happy new year to all money savers. What? Eh? It's April. Yes. But it's the new tax year. The ISA year, most importantly, starts on the 6th of April. So while I've recently been nagging you, if you don't use it, you lose it, for last year's allocation, you've now got a whole new ISA allocation of tax-free savings or investments if you want it. Let me remind you what an ISA is. An ISA isn't a product. It's not. It's just a tax-free wrapper that you can choose to put shares or shares-type investments in or cash in. If you're putting cash in, all you're really talking about, don't get confused by the name, throw that out, all your preconceived ideas could come from Tessers and Peps and people talking nonsense. A cash ISA is just a tax-free savings account. You can put up to £3,000 in a year, you can take it out when you like, instant access if you choose, that's it. Your interest isn't taxed. That's the only difference. Once you put that money in, as long as you don't take it out, it stays tax-free for as long as you possibly can. And you now have a new £3,000. So if you're not going to be using your ISA for a shares-based type investment, use it right now for cash. Simply put any savings you've got into that cash ISA, and now you've got savings without paying any tax on it. That's it, simple as that. Use your cash ISA allowance, best payer at the moment. Barclays tax beta 6.5%, whopping deal that, way ahead of anything else out there. Next on my list, quite an interesting one this, old bank accounts. There was discussion in the budget that what the Chancellor's looking to do, you see there's 400 million quid sitting in bank accounts that nobody has touched in the last 15 years. People have forgotten about them. So what the Chancellor wants to do, clever old fella Mr Brown, not sure I agree with him, but that's a political point, we will move that to one side. What he wants to do is put this 400 million quid into a fund that can be used for good causes. Now he has, and he didn't say this in the first draft when he was talking about the idea, but now he has said if the money's in the fund and you want to reclaim it, you can still get the cash out. But this prompted me to remind you, you may have an old bank account, you may have an old investment, you may have an old pension, a deceased relative of yours may have an old bank account, investment or pension that you haven't touched or you've forgotten about. Well, you can get that money back. Now, there are a lot of people out there saying, no win, no fee, we'll get the money back for you. Come to us, we'll do it, and we'll just take a cut. You don't need to. There's an article on the site, there's only about 10 links in it for all the different types of products out there, including premium bonds as well, by the way. It's a quick click. You can check whether you've got anything sitting in a dormant account, and you can get your money. That's it. So you may as well spend the 10 minutes if you've got even the slightest inkling that you may have forgotten something in the past. Remember, just in bank accounts alone, it's 400 million, and I bet there's more money in the pensions pot from lost pensions that have been forgotten about. So have a look at that. Totally change of pace now. I love this one. This is a really bright idea. I'm quite excited about the results. The ones that have already come in are good too. Supermarkets. You know about yellow ticket items in the supermarket. These are the discounted items, the half-price items that you want to grab. So, we were talking here in MoneySaving Towers. Exactly when do they put the discounts on in the supermarkets? Do the discounts get bigger during the day? Who's responsible for doing it? How big are the discounts? Have they got discretion? When should you go? What's the perfect time to go shopping? And then I remembered that in the past, you see, we've had the Great Disguised Own Brand Hunt. What that one was about, and the results are fascinating, you can read them on the site. What that one was about was saying people who've worked in factories. If you worked in the Jaffa Cake factory and you were also making Tesco Jaffa Cakes for McVitie's, but it's just in a different box, I'm not saying it is, by the way, then tell us, we wanted to know. And there's a massive list of all those disguised own brands. So now the call is, do you work in a supermarket? Have you worked in a supermarket? Do you know someone who worked in a supermarket? If you do, please tell us the specific discounting policy for yellow tickets so that all money savers out there can go shopping at the right time, maximise the discounts, know what the best buys will be, give us all the top information, the stuff the supermarket staff know and those of us who've never worked in supermarkets don't have a clue about. We want to know. Please tell us. In the great supermarket staff, time to dish the dirt hunt. That's it for me. I hope you have a lovely week, and most importantly, I hope you save some money.